what's going on.
All right.
Maybe it's my YouTube just
All
being
right.
dumb. Who knows?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and you could spend your time anywhere. I'm glad that you're here spending it with us, and thank you for watching us. So be sure to like. Uh,
Be sure to like and subscribe. Click that little bell for notifications.
Wow, you sound exactly like you do on the outro.
yeah,
It's like you practiced this.
over
Practice it every day.
and over again.
At the end of my morning sync, I have a morning sync at 9 o'clock every day, and I say that as an outro.
He sometimes does that at meetings at work.
Sometimes when I order food in the drive-thru, I say it, and they're like, okay." Hey,
What's
Mel.
up, Mel?
So this is CR Game Room. We're just going to talk about a few things today. The biggest thing on our hearts and minds, not really, but with Dice Masters, it's about the rotation that just was announced this week. So we're gonna jump into that. Pretty much the whole stream, I think. We may cover a few other things like the tournament. Do you guys want to talk about tournament first, or do you want to talk about rotation?
Let's knock the
Tournament's
tournament talk
not-
out.
Yeah, it's not going to take that long for us to talk about the tournament. What is currently banned, and then
Wait, which
how
tournament
we
are we
have it
talking
set up.
about?
The one,
one
shot?
shot.
This weekend?
Well, we also
Well,
have
we
an
got the
invitational
Invitational still
going on.
going.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we do have the invitational, so we can knock both of them out.
Knock it out.
All right. So, one question: raise your hand if you got knocked out of the tournament this week. I said, raise your hand if you got knocked out of the tournament.
I know, but why you do this?
Shout. Why you got
I don't know.
to a guy
Random.
with only 9 cards on a team? What happened?
Well, to be fair,
Joey,
it
you let me
is
down.
James.
That's true.
James is a world-class player, and
He distracted you with his shuffle.
yeah.
If you
That's what it
ever, if you ever watched our games, you'd understand how I lost.
I didn't watch him. I'm sorry. I couldn't bear that you were knocked out of the tournament and destroyed my birthday wishes. So I,
I mean,
couldn't watch.
Mike is right there. Mike's in the same room, bro.
I'm lucky
Uh-oh.
I'm as far as I've gotten.
You're still in it to win it, Mike?
Yeah, I had a great game against Peter over the weekend, and yeah, I was able to squeak by just barely. I had some really good rolls. He had some unfortunate ones, but overall, there were some really great games. I came out lucky, very lucky.
You know, that's just the way it goes with the dice game. Sometimes you get them good rolls. Sometimes you get rob rolls.
I mean, you took it 2-0, and Joe, looks like you lost 2-1, so it wasn't like you. I mean, it seemed pretty close, and from the way you guys were talking after the match, it was really close.
Yeah, he was at 1 life, I was at 4. It was very close.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man,
good.
And I was like a Tabaxi global away from killing him.
Dang.
So
That sucks, bro. Get good. But yeah, that's crazy. No, I'm just- that's a close game, and that's awesome.
but it was it
looks
was against that 9 card game that you were talking about, which
Mhm.
honestly, like, if you don't have static field, you're just screwed. Really.
Dang. It looks like James is going to go on to play Jocelyn, and the winner from that will be playing Comics Mike.
Yep.
And then the bracket above that, we have Mike versus Laurier.
Yep.
And the winner of that's going to go on to play the world champ, Ben Zed Scott. So that's going to be interesting.
And then the
No
winners.
pressure, Mike.
The
No
winners.
pressure.
The winners bracket still has 1 match to go. It's Troy versus is that Nick?
Nick, I think that's Nick Wally. Jackalope Spam. Is that correct?
Yep. That's Nick Wally.
Who is in our closing, by the way. You didn't
Yeah.
know it.
If you didn't know it, he's there. He's wearing the Jackalope shirt.
To be fair,
Behind Chris.
I didn't know I was going to be in the closing myself at the time. So,
I did that. That was me.
yeah, Robert's just like,
I made that happen.
I was just doing
Robert
that, and
had
then
a
Robert
lot
just
of
started.
good footage.
I was like, this is going to be ridiculous. We got to use this.
Yeah. That was just me doing that normally.
Yeah.
That's how stupid I
I was
am.
like, you're on candid camera now.
Then you,
And so I
didn't,
got him.
then you didn't see me flipping him off after that, so.
Yeah, I edited that part out.
Yeah.
that's not part of the outro.
Yeah. Didn't make for good streaming, so, we had to cut that part out.
And
But yeah, that's the standings right now, right?
good luck to everyone still in the tournament and everyone is out. Thank you for joining the tournament and thank you for playing. And Joe, you were kind of behind the eight ball going in with a loss also. So, I mean, it kind of sucks, but you didn't get to participate in the full tournament. But at least you did get to play in the tournament. So,
I shot my shot, which is
Yeah,
better
that's all you can do.
than other people can say. So
yeah,
Me, I shot myself in the foot.
numerous times.
Yeah.
Robert is the recipient of the spoon in all of our tournaments, pretty much.
I get a whole cutlery set. That's how bad I am. But yeah, thanks for playing, Joe.
yeah, it was unexpected.
You gotta win though, honestly.
Yeah,
So that's good.
I crushed dreams and then I pieced out. Yeah, that's typical Joe
Yeah,
right there.
way to go, Joe. Jeez, the crusher of dreams is what they call him.
And then I'm out.
And he's out. He's like, oh, I got somewhere to be. Peace out.
All right.
But yeah, tournament shaping up to be good, man. We're coming down to the
great.
wire. Last few
Glitching out,
matches,
folks.
great. Oh no,
I
he's
glitched
returning
out.
to the Matrix. You're here. We can hear you.
You're just so fast.
He's so fast.
Your after images are just sticking.
Yep.
All right.
Anything else on Invitational before we move on to one shot?
I mean, really good performances so far from everybody. They say that they're tired or that they just don't want to continue playing, but they give like the best performances I've seen as far as like plays and like down to the wire stuff.
It's crazy.
I mean, a lot
Like
of our
Mr.
field is
Ingledude.
European and all that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to the scheduling is kind of weird, but everyone is working together to try to get that done. Really happy about that.
Yeah.
I know, Joe, you played at a really awkward time.
Yep, 1 a.m. and
One in the morning.
I stopped talking to James at 3:48 a.m. and then woke up 2 hours later to make my kids some breakfast.
Wow, look at you.
And then rotation news came out, and I was all about that life. So I stayed up. Testing new teams.
Was it like 2 sodas Joe after that, after the rotation was announced, or was it just single soda Joe?
It was 1.5. I'd say it's like in between.
That's
It was
pretty-
like that's a good way to wake me up right there. There's a rotation in your cup.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely
Cool.
get the things going for brewing.
That's true.
Coffee and ice milk.
Little coffee and DM. All right. Cool. So Invitational's working out fantastic. We do have our one-shot tournament coming this Saturday at 12 o'clock Central Time, and all the slots are filled.
Yeah.
Guys, we did it.
It's gonna be
We
a
did
full
it.
tournament.
We got there, fam.
Yeah, so that's really exciting. I'm excited. I'm gonna play in that tournament. I was the first one to sign up, and I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully, I don't get destroyed and annihilated. So yeah,
You're gonna be great.
it's gonna be fun.
I think you're the only one from the CR game room that is in the
I
tournament.
think
Yeah.
Mike got in. Mike got
No.
in.
Yeah.
No, I
Mike
was
didn't get
hoping
in?
to and stuff like that, but
Oh.
before I got confirmation I could actually get this weekend, it got filled up. So
Yeah.
maybe next.
It's crazy. I know Steven's gonna be in it,
DM
so
Armada?
he'll probably beat me again like he did before. So that's cool. But yeah, I don't have the link for Chalandra. I would click on it to get some names to get the people going.
So we have Rob, DM Armada, Chaz Kaz,
Chaz Kaz.
Yeah,
Stuart,
Ooh, Stuart's gonna be in it. Nice.
great player.
M Brewer,
Man,
Another great
glitching
player.
so hard. Matt Brewer.
yeah, Monkey
Matt Brewer,
1985.
That is
Who is
Carl.
that?
He's awesome.
Carl.
He's in the UK group.
Okay.
Coral.
Girl.
Coral. Who
Mr.
else?
McCat.
And
That name's familiar. Who is that?
that
Yeah.
is
You get more dice
Alex.
fight a lot?
He's part of the. I don't want to get the region wrong, but I will say he's part of the UK group.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Raw Travel.
Nice.
That's Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah.
Awesome guy.
So thank you for
Nice.
everyone signing up. Sorry, this is just a test that we're doing, and we're going to continue to do this every month. We might have more spots later on, but we're just trying to make sure that we can have a full, good tournament the first time around. we'll hit you next time. We may have more spots. We may have 2 different tournaments, like of
2 pods.
2 pods, because we're trying to just make it to where people know the group that they're playing and they can just continue to go with that. So again, this is just us experimenting. We appreciate everyone understanding and being cool with that. So
I'm
Also,
excited.
we should probably get down to the big news. For the 8 people that are participating, there will be no prizing for this round.
unfortunately,
So it's just we're testing it out, and it's a one-shot tournament just to keep the blood flowing, just to make sure that everybody is used to this kind of schedule. And then when we get into higher caliber one-shots, then we'll start providing prizing.
But you do get bragging rights, so there's that.
come beat Rob.
You do get bragging rights.
You get a little patch to sew onto your sash that says that you beat me in a tournament. There's a lot of them out there, guys. So if you don't have one, you're missing out. So
I'm sure Rob's got enough wooden spoons to hand out to everybody.
yeah,
He continues to get them himself, though.
yeah.
The
I
whole
hand them
drawer.
out. There's
The
He's
whole
so
got
many.
drawer
he's got
of them.
plenty of them in stock.
Yep,
Oh man.
exactly.
So what about the one shot? It is current modern rotation with bans on Shriek, Sonic Beam.
Sonic Beam. So Shriek is
I think
out.
a lot of people are happy to see Shriek gone.
Yeah.
Someone
It
was not
seemed like
happy.
it. I wasn't happy. Was it me?
No.
No, it was Armada. He commented that he actually did want to see, or he actually did want to see it one last time. But
Oh yeah, about
in
having
all
it in the
honesty, in
tournament,
all fairness, everybody was done with Shriek by the time Worlds was over. Like everybody just did not want to see that card ever again.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna shriek your shriek, and now we just lost the spot on our team.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I get it. I understand.
Now you're like
I got
James
your
playing.
shriek, field my shriek, and then remove your shriek, and then maybe field my shriek over again.
Yeah,
Yep.
just don't work. It's too
It
much
was a
work
lot
to
like
get that to
it
go.
was a lot like PXG or Bard back in the day. Like whoever got there first or whoever did it the best was the one who won the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, no shriek for this tournament, guys. Sorry if you're looking forward to it. We are gonna follow the WizKids rules because again, we're trying to work on our format and we're building towards something with these types of tournaments, and it is a test run, so we want to make sure that we're following all the guidelines here. So that's the reason for it. It's not so much that we just don't want to see shriek; it's that there's a legit plan.
Yeah.
And Joe went bye bye. But
He
yeah,
went to the Shadow Realm.
he got banished. I played
Why
with my
is
trap
everybody
card.
getting-
You played your Green Devil mask.
I played my Green Devil mask.
Figured it was
and-
easier to see the image than my face glitching out every 5 seconds.
Aw. But we like to see your awkward frozen face every now and again.
Hey, now that we
Let
can
it
see it
go.
at home, because they allowed Disney allowed it to be seen, it's fine. This to be see Frozen. Oh God, that was a terrible joke. I'm sorry.
That was
Yeah, you were
terrible.
trying.
Thanks.
Wow.
So hard.
Thanks for hanging me out to draw on that one, guys. Thanks.
Did you pull something reaching on that one? Jeez.
I think I did.
You get yourself a hernia. So moving
Yeah.
on. Oh man, is my audio going out too?
Yeah, you sound
I
weird.
feel it. Yeah,
That's
it
fine.
feels like it is.
You got a little scratch. You sound like Starscream.
Megatron!
There you go.
We cannot allow these Autobots to
No.
succeed!
Let's not
It's
do
too
that.
loud.
Let's not do
It's
that.
too loud.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Too much energy on that one.
Oh,
All right.
Still
So
with this? Oh my god.
yeah.
I might have to peace out.
Oh no, we're gonna lose half of our conversation topics here because I don't know what you wrote in the stock.
No, I'll be right back.
Oh okay.
Oh.
Oh no,
Oh,
no,
it
the
looks so
boxes are gonna be
awkward.
ruined.
Oh my
Let's
gosh.
see.
All
He's
right.
back. Okay, I'm back to that.
He's back again. Hello.
Oh wow, you can just see foreheads now.
I probably messed it up.
Wow, that
temporarily.
was weird. Okay, well,
All
let's
right.
fix.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, well, on that note, we got a lot of time still.
So
guys.
let's start with the initial announcement, the actual rotation itself, in case people haven't heard about it.
Rotation Nation.
it has happened.
It went down. What happened, Mike?
So
Tell us about
a
it.
lot of people. Oh yeah, go ahead, Mike.
What? Well, rotation came around and has cut everything that hasn't been in a campaign box. So anything that was old blind product before is now gone. So now we're playing with anything that's just in the campaign boxes.
And team
And OP
packs.
kits.
And team packs that came out with those campaign boxes. Good
That's correct.
times.
Yeah. So anything basically after Avengers Infinity is modern now. That is the new modern effective May the 1st.
I think
There was
we called
another
that.
part of the announcement, though, about the reason why we were banning and saying that we were going along with the ban for Shriek is that part of that ban announcement was that effective the 20th of this month, Shriek Sonic Beam was banned from Modern.
Yep.
Um,
Which is
they said that they
Friday.
just didn't. They said they actually came out and said it in the announcement that they just didn't want to deal with it because they knew players didn't want to deal with it, even if it was within 2 weeks from
They
the.
said because they felt it was predictable.
Yep.
That the modern has become predictable because of it.
Kind of
Huh.
was predictable before, but
Right.
I mean, any control piece to that magnitude is going to be predictable. I mean, Dwarf Wizard is going to be predictable. You know what I mean?
but
Prior to
dwarf
that, so
but dwarf
When
wizard
once
you
she
actually
came
had it
out, it
out.
was on every team.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
Yeah, Shriek doesn't give you that much of an out because it blanks the whole card. Oh, I glitched again.
Yeah.
But D-Wiz gave you somewhat of an out because if you didn't want that character blanked, you would just KO it and then refill it the next
remove it.
turn.
Yeah.
I get it, but I mean, it's a control piece that's predictable. That's the word. That's what I'm going for here.
But
Oh,
The
yeah, yeah, yeah.
predictability of it. It's going to be on the team.
but I feel
So
like there's play with dwarf wizard, whereas shriek, you just have to either kill the shriek or just blanket yourself. That's really it. With dwarf wizard, you could keep attacking to where it's like they're not going to be able to do anything against it if I just keep attacking.
I mean, I get it, but I'm talking about being predictable, is what they said. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It, I don't know
I can
about
agree
it
with that.
You just
being
have to plan for it
predictable,
on every team,
and
like you
that's
were
the crappy
saying.
part. You
Yeah.
know, it's not.
I
I
mean,
mean,
if you look at Worlds, they did a numbers breakdown. Ryan did a numbers breakdown and handed it
oh,
to Armada and Ross. I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 23 Shrieks showed up at the Worlds tables.
as it should. I mean, it's a
It was a
great
good
control
piece.
piece. Yeah.
It was
The
pretty
bad
much an
thing
auto
about it,
include in every team.
yeah, it had to be. And honestly, it was so accessible. It was easily accessible that like I get why it's on every team. Like a rarity, like when these things had rarities on them, like Dwarf Wizard or a super rare Constantine, things
Yeah.
like that were harder to get. So, like, yeah, people would play them obviously because they're great cards. They're amazing. They have amazing abilities. And if everybody had it, guess what? They would be playing it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's predictable, you know what I mean. But at least it wasn't accessible, and I think that's where Shriek goes wrong.
Hmm.
So
So back to the other part of the announcement, the other half of the announcement for the non-modern stuff. This was what was so interesting because this was basically WizKids responding to the community. Rob, do you want to go over that since you have that pulled up right now?
which part? Don't
The
tease me.
bans for global escalation and golden, and also what they're
Okay.
keeping an eye on.
Okay, so currently in modern, nothing is banned. Golden Age Global Escalation ban cards are the following: Relentless, which is a basic action card; Swords of Revealing Light, basic action card; Imprisoned, basic action from Uncanny X-Men; The Beholder, Master Aberration, Battle for Faerun; and Ring of Magnetism, an action attraction from Yu-Gi-Oh. Those are those new cards, or those were those from
Nope.
escalations before?
So those have been used. Specifically, Laurier used it in his second place, or second or third, because I got fourth. I was the only one who lost. That was my only loss in that event. But anyway, he specifically used Master Aberration to imprison all of the characters, the opposing characters, as well as trigger frontline. So he basically did a turn 3 kill every time consistently
Nice.
in global escalation. And so WizKids looked at that and they looked real hard and they said, okay, we're not going to have that just continuously run through the format. And
Man.
so imprisoned it's always been a trouble card. It's always been a troublesome card. There was a 3-page doc about what works and what doesn't work with imprisoned.
Wow. Someone put a lot
And
of
it
time into
actually
that.
well, you can look at it in the WizKids rules forum. There was literally
Jeez.
like they have pages of that stuff about what
Wow.
interacts with it, what doesn't interact with it. So then you go to Ring as well from the Yu-Gi-Oh set, and one of the biggest players in the mid to 2015 season was actually Ring with Supergirl, or
With
Wonder Girl. I'm
who?
sorry,
Oh, okay, I was
Wonder
like
Girl,
Yeah.
Cassie
Supergirl. Like, wait
Sands.
a minute.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, so Ring is actually pretty annoying in general because even in today's current global escalation meta, because we don't see a lot of golden tournaments. We don't have data on a lot of golden tournaments. So they're primarily looking at the data that they've gotten from recent global escalation events.
Mm-hmm.
And Ring was actually in there, and it was featured heavily, not in ours, but in one of the Euro Nats tournaments. It was featured very heavily. There was 4 teams with it, and 3 of the 4 teams went to top 8.
Oh,
And they were using it to some varying degrees because what they would do is they would use it for kryptonite against kryptonite in the Ultraman teams, or they were using it specifically against things that like to target in global escalation.
right.
Interesting. So, and maybe I'm confused by this itself. Circling back to Shriek, Shriek is currently banned in modern, but once it rotates out, the modern on May 1st, she's not banned, right?
Correct. She's still going to be legal for use in
In
global.
golden.
Well, I think she's actually banned in global escalation. Period, because she's already been in one of the top 2 teams in the previous tournaments
Gotcha.
since
Because it's not on
2017.
here. It's not on this list, so maybe they need to update that.
Hold on.
So
Oh. Hold on, everybody. Sorry. We disconnected.
I think
That
it
was
might have
weird.
been. I think it might have been Chris.
Hold
Are
on.
we
Hold
on?
on. Hold on. Yeah.
You all right?
Power outage? What happened?
Power outage.
No, it wasn't a power outage.
That's weird, dude.
Hold on. Hold on.
That's all right.
1 second, folks.
One moment, please. I was gonna look up something and I forgot what. Oh well.
Were you looking at? You were gonna look up the Shriek.
Nah, I didn't care that much because I don't play global escalation.
We're on still. Like, people can hear what you're
Okay.
saying.
Okay,
That's
good.
fine.
So I'm
Like,
gonna
I
continue
didn't.
with what I was saying. So Shriek is actually banned in global escalation as is, but in
Okay.
Golden she's not banned because obviously there's better choices in Golden.
Mhm.
And they're still keeping there. It's weird how they put it in the announcement. They were tying in global escalation with Golden moving forward, which means that we may or may not see Golden in major tournaments anymore, but we'll still
Mm.
see that as an option for a format.
I mean, I don't see a whole lot of
All right, there we
golden
go.
going forward from here.
Yeah, golden is there's a lot of gold. Let's put it that way.
It's very
Um,
true.
did I not have my camera on?
You did not.
Yes.
Both of
And
y'all.
yeah.
Hold on. Let's see if this
Okay.
kicks us off. There we go. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Sorry.
We're back.
That was
It's all good.
close.
That's interesting. Like, I get it. Like, a lot of golden is probably not as popular as it once was, especially
Rob, I
after
can't
the
hear
first.
I can
You
hear
can
him.
hear me.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay, as long as y'all can hear me.
Screw Joe.
Um, No, that's weird. Hold on. No, my mic's on and everything. Golden is just not as popular
You're
as it
just
was
full of it
before.
tonight.
Can you hear me?
I don't think Joe can
Okay.
hear. Okay, there we go. But
He thinks I'm bullshit. He thinks I'm messing around, but like reality, I'm talking.
yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Anyways, all right. Sorry, everybody. You have to listen to us repeat ourselves. We're experiencing some weirdness going on right now. I think it's just the way of the world today. But yeah, Golden. It's such a wide range of cards now that the pool is just ridiculous.
It's so huge.
It's and also there's such a backlog of cards now that people cannot keep up with it. I guess that are new to the game. So that's definitely going to unpopularize it. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, I still have all my crap, so I'm down for some golden shenanigans
Oh,
Yeah.
at
anytime,
some
anywhere. I'm
point.
not getting rid of any of my stuff because
Yeah,
Me either.
and we're not recommending that you don't play it as much. We're just saying it's not seen as a supported format by WizKids anymore, so
That's
right.
much
true.
as
That part's true.
global escalation and modern are.
Yeah.
That may
Uh,
change.
what is global escalation? Like, is it current meta? Like, current modern? Is that what
No.
it consists
No,
of? What is
no,
it?
it's golden, but it has a ban list that is
Okay.
customized
All
to
right.
only include
All
things
right.
that don't have globals. However,
Gotcha.
they're changing that rule because Rob, if you want to read the rest of that announcement about the cards that they've had their eyes on.
Additionally, other cards are on our radar. Professor X from the Uncanny X-Men, the PXG that you were talking about. Morphing Jar from Yu-Gi-Oh, which is a one-cost blank card mask that's like ridiculous. It's a ridiculous for one
So
card,
good for
one
one
cost.
cost
Yep.
blank.
Doom Caliber Knight from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yanti Pureblood Epic Humanoid from Tomb of Annihilation, which is the super rare. Clayface Relentless from Justice. That's a
Mm,
new card. That's crazy. Are wildly more powerful in Global Escalation and Golden Age than in the formats they were printed in. So they're more likely to act in Global Escalation instead of Golden Age. That's weird. Let me just read it. The reason for this is that even though Golden Age games can be ultra quick combo explosions, it's part of the charm of the format for some. Further, taking a different action on these cards in global escalations than Golden Age will help the format feel more dissimilar from the other. If you're looking for the most up to date info, check the WizKids rules forum. So,
So I like how they're echoing Magic in the way that in Magic, Modern is considered a turn 4 combo format. Like you're usually getting your wins by turn 4, and Wizards of the Coast has specifically tried to enact a ban list that prevents people from comboing sooner than turn 4 with Modern. And then you have Legacy, which can sometimes combo as early as turn 0,
oh wow.
which is ridiculous. I know, but that's kind of what WizKids is going for in a sense. They're slowing down global escalation so it doesn't feel like Golden Age light.
mm,
Yeah. So, just to be clear, global escalation, when it started, anything that didn't have a global on it would get banned.
right.
From the top two teams
Correct.
out of the U.S. Nationals, Worlds, and various, they're starting to collect from various other major tournaments
By
now.
Gotcha. So it's starting to turn more into a legacy sort of thing as
It
opposed to
is. It is.
global uh,
by the
to their original idea. Go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
by the way, there's only two shrieks available, so the one that's the more meta impactful is banned in global escalation already.
Yeah.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Cool. Nice.
So yeah, looking at it as a whole, what we're really glad to see is the fact that WizKids is now keeping an eye on it and listening to community feedback. Because by the way, every single one of those cards that you mentioned, Rob, that was banned and on the watch list, were all repeatedly requested by the community. And Jamie, the product relations manager for WizKids, that's one of his many hats. He even reached out to the community before the announcement came out, and he said, "Hey guys, if you had an idea of any cards that we need to get rid of from global escalation, why don't you give us a shout?" And we did. The
There was a
community
ton.
overwhelmingly was just like, "Hey, get rid of PXG. Don't let that stuff come back." And then we see in the announcement, "Hey, you know what? We're keeping an eye on PXG." It's like, great, wonderful. That is awesome that they're listening to our feedback.
Especially between that morphing jar PXG and Clayface Global,
Yes,
I mean, you're able to turn three so easy with those cards.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
You actually, Mike, in your experience with the Death Race,
Hmm.
can you tell us how key those three key cards were?
And Death Race, that was your first turn. Those were your first two turns every time. You're going to pull. You're going to hope you're going to roll those two masks so that way you can buy your morphing jar, Clayface it in on its double. So that way I can move my 4 dice over to the prep area. Turn two, I'm going to roll 8 dice, guaranteed every time. Every
Jeebus.
time.
So the same thing that happened in Death Race that Mike's talking about is the same thing that happens in global escalation games
That's
a
true. That's how
lot
you
of the
get those
time.
turn three wins. You get your win cons and everything pushed over using that clay faced morphing jar, and by turn three, you have everything either in your prep area or in your bag ready to go to swing.
Wow. You know what? That's I get it, and I understand. Like as a competitive format, that's frustrating. But as a for fun format, if people aren't doing that, which people might not, I don't know. People are different. They play the game differently.
Hmm.
I don't know if like removing pieces like that are worth, putting bans on. You know what I mean? I get
Right.
it. It's super fast and it ruins the fun in the game.
Hmm.
But also by removing it, you're taking out the ability for people to be creative with other teams.
I mean, yeah, they just end up replacing that one cost with a two cost. It's still possible, even if you remove like one key part of it or another, that you'd be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree with like a one cost morphing jar. That's ridiculous. Like it's been ridiculous since it came out, really.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that ban that bad boy. You know what I mean?
That thing has been key since the old school mask ring teams using the old
Yeah.
War of Light rare lantern ring.
Yeah. For
Chris, you
sure.
look like you want to say something.
Yeah, I mean their ban list. It's not for fun, casual games. So,
100%. I
so
get it.
Right.
if you want to play these outside of like they're just basically saying if you come to our tournaments or anyone that's any tournament that we're sanctioning, you cannot play these cards, letting you know ahead of time. So it's not a
But
surprise.
Right.
let's just say these cards do get banned, and we tend to all of our tournaments tend to follow WizKids guidelines. Those are going to take away a lot of fun pieces for people. You know what I
So
mean?
how I feel about it is exactly what I was saying with the example. Now you have Golden Age, which is a turn 3 format at most,
Hmm.
right? Somebody can kill a turn 3.
Easy.
It's super easy and super reliable to do now in Golden Age. But in Global Escalation, I really don't want to see those kinds of kills until turn 5 or turn 6. Whenever everybody's had their chance to set up a board state or do something with their 3-piece combo or 2-piece combo.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I get it. I understand. I'm not 100% against it, but I'm also not saying like don't do it. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. I'm cool either way. But I just know that it's when people want to adhere to the WizKids rules and their bans, by not having the ability to use some of those things, it kind of takes away the fun of what they're trying to do. And again, if it's geared towards competitive, then I'm 100% for it because yeah, the games will be more fun. They'll take longer and they won't just
Right.
be over like that. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm for it. Stamp approved.
you got the
Chris, what's
Robert
the
seal of approval.
There you go.
Yep.
Chris, when does the current modern rotation or the new modern rotation go into effect?
Um, May the 1st, so you technically have a month and 2 weeks technically.
May the first be with you.
Yeah.
We're
'Cause
gonna
the
need
fourth's
it.
around the corner.
Oh my gosh.
So, with that, Chris, what are some of the cards that you're sad to see go, or a card that you're sad to see go?
Give me one.
There's actually, I've been thinking about it because pre-production we were talking about think of 4 cards that you want to see go, and I think I'm the best one to go to because if you guys start naming cards off, I'll have nothing to name.
That's a good point.
So, Mimic. Mimic is a great
Ah.
card.
Mimic ramp gone.
Sad to see that go. Yanti, the Kama Yanti, such a good card. Sad to see
Yep.
that go. I'm not going to
Gone.
name one specifically because I know it's someone's signature card and I want to let them say it, but
You can. It's not gonna hurt my feelings.
not you, Rob.
Oh, Rob. Oh yeah.
I don't really care about that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Professor Xavier, the
Yeah. The sidekick
Uh,
maker.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no more Magnus.
and then
Yeah.
PXG Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
yeah, and then
You had to get
also
that one in there.
Uncommon Fix
Had
It.
to.
I don't think we got to see the light of it doing well. That's partially my fault, and it did get banned in our tournaments before the Common Fix It, so I'll say that. So,
So there's that. Yeah, for sure.
in your face,
Mike,
Rob.
what about you?
Oh man,
What are you going to be sad to see go?
I'm gonna miss Scarlet Witch.
No, I'm glad
Oh,
she's gone.
Screw
I
her.
actually hate to miss that. For me myself, Boom Boom. I had a lot of fun playing that's common Boom Boom.
Yeah.
Collector. I'm gonna miss Rare Collector. I had a good run with him, even though I wasn't the best with him. It was a lot of fun to play. Um, Create Food and Water. I'm going to miss Create
Oh.
Food and Water.
Yeah.
One of the best bag fixers ever.
I tell you, Ben had me help me learn how to use Create Food and Water to its best advantages. So yeah, I'm definitely going to
Yeah.
be missing Create Food and Water.
Yeah, we did I think y'all did a thing on it, right? A
Good, better,
best,
best.
good, better, best video about that. So
Oof.
Check that out, everybody. It's a little rough, but it's we were learning, but the information in it is good information. Uh, I guess. Do you want me to go next, Joe? I'll go
Yeah.
next. I'll do it. I don't
Yeah.
even care.
Yeah, man.
Do
No,
it,
do
do it,
it. Do it.
do it, Ron.
So
Yeah.
Wait.
obviously,
No, don't. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
okay. Yeah. So like Chris mentioned, Mister Fix It. Obviously, Common Fix It is my favorite. Fix It out of the entire group in this current meta. That's one of my favorite cards, or soon to be out of this meta. And then also the Staff of the Forgotten one.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's my one of my the combo piece to go with that.
The
It's
enabler.
amazing. The enabler, yeah. Then obviously Daisy. I'm gonna miss Wong because I think Wong is gone,
Daisy
and
was a
that's
good one.
yeah. Daisy was good. The Daisy Johnson. Wong, is gone, and that's just Wong. Everybody. Um, I know you wanted to say it. I could see it in your face.
There it is.
Um, but I mean, that's a team pack. I don't see why they couldn't leave the team packs in. You know what I mean? Like, come on. It's a great ally. It's a 2 cost. You know what I mean? Like,
There's one card I know specifically that you're missing that you haven't said yet.
let's see.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Green Devil Mask. So, yeah, that's gonna be the biggest one that I'm gonna miss, just because I'm such a bad Dice Masters player that I require Green Devil Mask on every single one of my teams just to help me gain an advantage. So I'm gonna have to evolve and learn if I'm gonna keep playing Dice Masters. So, I'm gonna miss that one the most, I think, honestly, out of all of the cards from last rotation. What about you, Joe? What are you missing? Like the
Wow,
desert missed the rain.
you guys have already named a whole bunch. Obviously, Sebastian Rogue,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna miss the most though, Resurrection. You want to talk about something to help you prep your bag and still to help you prep a die and also bag management. I like cut my teeth on Resurrection from old school. So whenever they had it in the Superman Wonder Woman team pack, I was dedicated to that card.
That team pack just in general was
Oh
a
yeah.
pretty good
Good
team
team
pack.
pack.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it may not seem like it at first glance, but once you start getting the pieces together to make it a good team, like a Superman team was legit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It
Jimmy
was,
also was so good.
yes, exactly,
Yep.
so good.
I have a
Um,
feeling that that Resurrection might make a comeback somewhere.
I
I'd like
think
to
so
see it
too.
come back.
It's been back
Villainous
twice.
Villainous Pact is coming back, and that's a pretty balanced version of Resurrection, if you ask me.
That's a
Yeah.
win con.
Um,
Honestly, that's a win con.
I mean,
The ability,
it's
yeah,
good.
but the global is a balanced version because you
Mm.
don't get to prep anything if you have something there already, and I think that's
Yeah.
fair. That's
And
probably
you
the way
gotta
it should
think
have been the
about
whole
using
time.
that. Hmm.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna miss Super Rare Malekith. Um, we are not we are not gonna get something like him until Infinity Gauntlet, and I'm kind of sad about that. Really am. Or Dark Phoenix actually. It's
Oh
Dark Phoenix
man.
that we're gonna get something like him.
Oh,
Uh, and so he was a balanced version of Blue Eyes White Dragon, but at the same time, he helped you reuse your actions by putting them back in the bag at the end of the turn instead of
Yep.
to the used pile.
Yep.
And then
Go ahead. I
no,
don't
no,
want
no,
to
you
cut
go
you off.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the super rare Mr. Miracle.
that's a
They
good
gave
one.
everything. Gave everything boomerang.
Boomerang. Yep.
Was a good one. I love that card. Except I would always use Green Devil Mask, and it just doesn't work with it. But it's such a good card when you're doing an action based team. Just to be able to recur those basic actions back to your prep area. The bad thing is you got to roll them, and obviously we all know I can't roll dice for crap. So I would rarely get my stuff back, but it was still fun. You know what I mean? Just
No,
having the option and flexing on people with the Foiler Boy Super Rare Mr. Miracle.
right, it was
And
such
it's
a
such
good
a good looking card too. The art on it is amazing. The foil just made the yellow and red pop. It was so good.
It was.
And then the last card that I'll miss the most is probably going to be Improvised Weapon, just because it's a fun, kooky little card that
Yeah,
you can have a lot of.
That's a
You can
one
have fun
cost
with
too,
it.
right?
Yeah.
it sure
Yeah,
is.
it was a one cost basic action. Oh no, no, I'm
Mm.
sorry. I'm missing my boy, Momentum.
I was
Yeah.
about to say there's another
Momentum.
good one.
That
Yeah.
you literally
Yeah.
had on all your teams there for like 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. I had Momentum on all my I had Momentum and or Resurrection on every single one of my teams.
Most of the time,
Yep.
both of them.
Sometimes both of them. Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy. There's a lot of good basic actions that we're gonna lose out on. Obviously, investigations coming back, and it's coming back better than ever. Honestly, in my opinion, with that full art,
Oh,
Ooh,
ridiculous. I can't wait
beautiful,
for that thing.
I'm
beautiful.
bringing investigation back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Um,
What about some cards that we are glad to see go?
Scarlet Witch.
Mike is gonna miss it. We
Red
are not.
Collector.
So
We're
let's start with you, Mike.
Geez, things I'm
It
not
doesn't
gonna
have to be
miss.
four. It doesn't have to be four. It can just be one or two or whatever.
I'll tell you, man, when I was putting my cards away after the rotation announcement and stuff like that, I was feeling sad. I was feeling sad to have to put a lot of these cards away and stuff like that. So I really can't say there is anything in particular that I'm going to be happy to see go. I've been having so much fun with these last couple of years. And I think it seems to be a bit of a cop out and stuff like that. But seriously, I had so much fun playing with these cards these last 2 years that I'm really just sad to see all of them go.
yeah, I get it. It's hard to hate the cards.
Okay.
I mostly hate the player because they're Chris. But
The one I'm glad to see go is Green Devil Mask.
God damn it, that's my favorite. I love
That's
that
what
card
that
so
means.
much. Yeah,
GDM.
yeah. That's what it was. That's why they went with that. Obviously. What about you,
Oh
Chris?
my
Give us
gosh.
some things that you're glad to see go.
I like the fact that right when Green Devil Mask was announced that it was rotating, I said hashtag Green Devil Mask. We never used you right.
Oh, I used it on my worlds team and it took me places.
Yep.
Okay, Joe. Okay, like okay. I'm saying for the mortal men. Okay. So I'm glad that Scarlet Witch is gone because I play a lot of action-based teams, and every time I see Scarlet Witch on the opposing team, I try to not run Shriek, and every single time I'm like, I need Shriek, God. Ah!
Shriek or a Green Devil mask to make
Yeah.
him reroll it.
And then you'll have some a-hole say, well, all you need is uncommon as Sararak. Screw you, okay?
Wow.
There's one
Wow.
that's gone that we probably are
We
gonna
will
miss.
miss it. Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna miss
Yeah.
it. Especially since it's such a action-heavy meta with Atlantis and Yawning Portal.
Yeah. And maybe it's good that it's gone because of those actions are existing now. So it's just going to slow people down. Just another thing that I'm glad to see gone are just the control pieces in general. I mean, Shriek, I'm glad Shriek's gone. As much as I like running Shriek, again, she is a problem. Nabi, don't call me, or Gabi, don't call me
Yeah.
Gabi or whatever. Norman Osborn, like I'm glad he's gone. With the collector, that collector combo was ridiculous. Doppelganger, anybody? That card's annoying with that Thor, that Doppelganger Thor
Oh,
combo.
that's super rare.
Somebody's
Thor.
got PTSD.
Oh man, that thing is just so. The games never end with that thing. It's just so bad. It's just this circle.
So are you saying
I
you're
think
going to start winning games now, Robert?
I think it's what
Oh,
it sounds
yeah.
like.
It's your time, Robert.
It
It's your
was-
time.
It's
to
my
shine.
time to shine.
It was all those
No,
cards holding you back before.
every single one of those things. That was it. It was Obi-Wan. He was holding me back.
I have the high ground, Robert. I have the high ground.
Forever
Everyone
having
has.
that.
But all of those things, I'm glad they're gone. You know what I mean? I'm glad Vicious Struggle's gone. Oh wait, it's been gone. Sorry. Talking about PTSD.
No, I've got a one from that Worlds was the first person to stand up after getting turn 3 with Vicious Struggle.
Oh no, dang, that sucks, dude. Sorry to hear that. But is Iceman gone?
No.
Oh no.
Oh no!
But
Magic Missile's
But
gone.
Magic Missile is gone.
Magic
No,
Wand's
there's
still
a-
there.
Magic Wand's still there, but it's better because it costs you life to do that.
Yeah.
So-
So you want to lose one life for 2 damage? That doesn't seem like a good trade.
It's not the worst. People used to do with Vicious Struggle. As long as you're
People
ahead,
used to
it's
do
not
a
a bad
whole lot
deal.
more damage to themselves with Vicious Struggle.
Yeah.
That's also true. So the one thing that I'm gonna be glad that we're gone, that is going to be gone, is actually those control pieces, like you said, Rob. Rare Blah was such a thorn in my side at Worlds and in many other tournaments. I was like, man, I just can't catch a break from this guy.
I just thought of one,
What?
but I'll see if y'all get it.
Well, I was going to say the Wonder Woman Reflections, the one that stopped Winfielded and Win attacks abilities.
Yep.
And then the other one was Super Rare Jubilee and Boom Boom. I'm glad to see those gone.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Jubilee, I'm not too upset about though.
She's coming back in a bigger way.
She'll be back in Pog form.
Yeah.
The one that nobody's mentioned yet is Dupe. How annoying was Dupe?
I just got to use him
Dude.
for the first time and the value of dupes. So
He's so obnoxious. I hated him so much. It's like I came against that with my Fixit team, I think at Worlds, and I'm just like, this guy. Like,
No, he
really?
was
You're gonna
annoying.
dupe me? Oh my god. It's like
Gonna
I get the
dupe ya.
turn. Yeah. Right when I get everything to fall into line, here comes dupe. Like, God,
On his
like,
motorcycle.
man. On his motorcycle, yeah.
That's my favorite alt. That's my
Yeah.
favorite alt art.
I just can't. I can't with dupe, man.
The thing that's frustrating with Dupe is every single time I had it on my team, I never got it to work right. But every single time I played against it, someone always had it work perfectly.
Yeah. It's true.
Well, it's a
Chris,
great
you got
pivot
any
point for mine.
cards you want to add before we move on?
One card that I'm sad to see go that I don't think really got enough play was Bishop, and he got a little bit more play with Hope Summers, but it wasn't the kind of play that he probably wanted. It was just copying him. I think that card was always like the boogeyman for direct damage, and no one ever. If people brought it, they knew how to play it and got two out. Like Ben, Ben always brought out two when he was playing me, and I had my Super Yanti team. It was so annoying, but it was. That's one that I think was a boogeyman for direct damage, but never quite got used to the extent that it should have.
He was just too expensive.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
what it came
Cost
down
him
to,
so
I
hard
think.
reach for.
Whenever
Yeah.
it comes, and also whenever it comes down to this current modern, before bans go into effect, you got to realize is that the best with direct damage teams, the best defense is often a good offense. Like you just got to beat the other player to that quicker.
For sure.
And I'm glitching out again.
Yeah,
That's okay.
it's all good. I'm just sad the kiln is gone.
The kill.
I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed every single version of Kiln. I really did.
That capture kiln was ridiculous. I played against Jared. We haven't seen Jared in a while.
The vacuum
but he
cube?
can't. The vacuum kiln, yeah, that one was ridiculous, dude. Like, well, I guess I just won't play.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was. So it came down to you just capture. Why would I even field anything anymore? It was just gonna get captured. But yeah, they were crazy. It was crazy playing the kiln teams, but it never really took off. But it was just like a fun little piece to play.
It's one card that you didn't tech for, but when you came across, you're like, well, I guess this match is going to time.
Exactly.
It's just a hard one to go up against. That kiln was just vicious.
Yeah. It was a vicious rumor.
Vicious gonna.
Well, so I don't know how much time y'all have had to look at the new stuff, but why don't y'all? We'll start with you this time, Rob, on what new stuff in the new world and this new world order that we're looking at here, the post rotation modern. What are you looking forward to?
I can 100% say that I have no idea because since campaign boxes have come into play and I haven't been playing in as many tournaments as I should have been playing, I'm not familiar with any of the cards. I familiarized myself with the cards as I was buying packs and I knew what I was chasing, what I was looking for. So I always had an idea of what I was trying to get and made myself familiar with the damn cards. Since everything comes in a collector's box now, I get them all at one time and they just go in sleeves and I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Right.
So there are some good pieces, obviously, like the Becky Lynch chalkboard global. I'm glad that's around. I'm glad there's still some PXG type ramp going on with Professor X and the X-Men set. Godcatcher, I hate it, but also I'm gonna play it. If I don't have a Green Devil mask, I got to be a douche somehow. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. I just really can't think of them right now, honestly, because I'm like I said, I'm not familiar with the sets.
Honestly, you and players like you are probably in the best position because you get to discover it all at once. You don't get to go into it because we've had Avengers Infinity since early last year. So we're going into it with like, oh yeah, well we know what the cards in Avengers Infinity and all the team packs do, right? We're supposed to, but for those people like you, Robert, who have put their kind of heart and soul into the previous sets with the draftable sets and all that, it's a whole new experience because you're like, not only are you looking at Avengers Infinity, but you're also looking at everything up to WWE, and you're like, wow, these cards, when you put them together, they do all this, and or you see somebody else doing that, and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. So I honestly am a little bit envious of you at that point because it's like you're getting to re-experience things that a lot of us have already experienced in different ways.
I'm envious of your ignorance, Robert.
Yes. Sometimes,
You
sometimes
know
it
what?
can be a better experience, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Ignorance is bliss sometimes.
It
Just
really is.
saying.
And you
Because
blissful as hell.
we have a
I
lot of
sure
people.
is. I certainly is.
Spoiler alert: we have a lot of people who are they're really disgruntled about this whole post rotation news. You know, they're like, why do I have to give up some of the best cards because they've almost always have, like, just like you said, Rob, they put their heart and soul into it by either chasing the rares or playing them so much that they just got used to them. It became part of them,
Yeah.
and now it feels like they're losing it.
I have to
The
say, I had
one,
a bit of that kind of feeling about putting everything away and stuff like that. It's just like I've gotten so used to these cards and the way they interact and the way they play. Putting them away now, it's just like I'm never going to play with these again, unless it's for a specific old format or something like that.
yeah. And like I understand that sentiment of when you play a certain team, most of the time in tournaments and things like that, you don't know anything about the other cards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's frustrating, but also like Joe said, you get to realize all these new additions to the game, and you get the joy of trying to brew around them and build new teams, and you find new favorites.
Yep.
And that's kind of what you have to do now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the good thing about it is you have them all now.
Yeah.
They're all readily available. You don't have to chase to try to find that one piece to your team because you should have them all.
Until Infinity Gauntlet comes out, then
Then
See,
you
I feel like
chase.
I feel like a latecomer with some of the new stuff that's come out. I've just started to start playing with like the WWE stuff and the new D&D stuff. So I'm just starting to like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And with the new rotation, it's just like, okay, I can kind of mix these two together and see what I can do with those. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
just now just kind of tipping my toe into that kind of stuff.
the bad thing about it though is again for people like myself that like chasing packs and chasing cards by opening blind product is the uh the campaign boxes like Avengers and even Waterdeep to some extent have been around for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot about them. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like when we were team building for the legacy events, I probably had the Avengers ID card was the only card I had from the Avengers set
I gotcha.
because I wasn't familiar with any of the other cards. They'd just been sitting around for a year,
Right.
and I was familiar with the old stuff from having played it before
Mm-hmm.
and making myself familiar by chasing.
All right, Chris, what about you? You dipped your toes in the water yet?
no. But I can see that Attune is. I'm not gonna say it's dead, but I see Attune as being rough going forward because it doesn't have the enablers. Like, granted, you still have, what's her name? That allows you every time an Attune is done, it increases her damage or her +1/+1s on her.
That would be the Wasp
yeah,
from
the
the
Wasp.
Avengers Infinity box.
The Wasp is still one of the best Attunes out there, but there's not much support beyond that. And because you don't have the Yanti to go along with that to really just like push through a ton of damage.
Yeah,
But I think you have things like Godcatcher that could just kind of push Attune back up to the top again. But I think Sidekick Attack is going to be the thing with Fish Slap. And I hate that. I hate that team. I don't think that's just like, oh, I just get to play this one action and I get to roll and field and roll a ton of stuff and I don't really have to worry about anything. I just keep doing that. That's what it seems to me. It's probably more complicated than that, but I just think it's You roll sidekicks and you field them, and then you kind of just win. That's kind of how the meta seems to me.
I don't know how much sidekick buffing there is, or to make sidekick like a swing through with fish that like detrimental. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I
Well,
haven't played that much stuff, so I don't know.
there's still Black Widow. That when she's fielded,
Oh,
all your
because
characters get
everything.
+1/+0, and there's
There's
still
that's true.
the Plague Marine, which gives them all +1/+1, and then they get KO'd at the end of the turn. So there's still
So much
options.
ramp.
God
Um,
Godcatcher into Fish Slap. That could be
I
gross.
mean, yeah. Mike, what about you? Have you had a
Write
chance
this down.
to further
Uh,
explore the options?
I've been having fun with the D&D stuff with Obscure and Spark. I was having a bit of fun with the WWE stuff with Tag Out. There's a few things I've been wanting to play around with and stuff like that, as far as just like the Tag Out Obscure. Maybe throwing in with some things like that. I definitely have been kind of brewing in my head. I haven't put anything down on paper or actually even tried it yet. So there's some things I'm definitely looking forward to.
Cool
Yeah,
beans.
the obscure is probably one of the better supported keywords now that they have actually given it a keyword. For those who don't know, obscure is when you play an action, this character, the character that has obscure, is unblockable or can't be blocked. Um, so that card, that keyword ability has existed since AVX. The only difference now is that they've actually given it a keyword phrase, and it's not just a static ability given to characters. For example, Common Yanti had it.
It's just she also had a tune on her, and that's really what.
Yes. Well,
I
now we have characters with experience that also have obscure, or characters with obscure that that have spark.
mm,
And then I don't think I've seen one with obscure and attune yet, but they are coming out with more ways to support obscure, which is great because we're not going to have insect plague to make our sidekicks unblockable. So now we have to deal with obscure cards like Draw Mercenary. And Rob, you actually mentioned something about Avengers ID, and something that Stewart has been able to put together recently is the Draw Mercenary, the 3-cost obscure with Avengers ID. I mean,
Really.
he's swinging in for
six, 6 on
six
level 3.
6 on level 3, and then he's also able to do tag out shenanigans, or if he has multiple
Mhm.
Avengers ID cards. I've seen him go in for 10 damage in one turn.
Well, I
Oh,
definitely like that.
I've
Yeah.
I'm a punchy boy, so
I have a similar combo on my one of my 2-team takedown teams right now using the Common Yanti, the Avengers ID card.
Yes. And it's
nice.
really effective because you still have Supreme Intelligence out there
Mm-hmm.
from the Kree Invasion Team pack. So you could get your Draw Mercenary turn 1, and then turn 2, get your Avengers ID card, prep it over with the
Mm-hmm.
Supreme Intelligence, and just find a way to keep cycling through your bag with that Draw Mercenary.
It's pretty
That's just
easy
one
with
of
the
the.
Supreme Intelligence.
Yeah.
Throw
Yeah.
and brick.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I feel like this sort of thing happened with Unblockable Batman, the Yellow Lantern Black Man, Batman that I
Mm-hmm.
used to play back in the day. Like I love that thing. Like you play an action and he's unblockable and he's like a big boy.
Yeah, he
So
actually has Obscure.
yeah, so that was one of my favorite cards back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you didn't play Kama Yanti more than what you did, but I think you're just like traumatized by
I think I
Yanti.
was just burned. I was just burned out on Yanti. Like I like the unblockable stuff, but it was just too much Yanti, too many times. You know what I mean? Once I found Fix It, it was over.
I was having
He,
so much fun with her and what was that improvised weapon?
Oh man, that's actually how I got to 4th place in Popper side event at Worlds, and that was so much fun.
humble brag, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying,
I've
it
only
got
placed
me.
4 in a national tournament.
But I'm telling you, that's how effective it was and how much fun it was.
Yeah,
Because you would get
for sure.
Heimdall, you'd even get Scarlet Witch,
Scarlet
who is
Witch
a
was my
5.
favorite to use, yeah,
Yeah,
for
she's a 5
improvised
on her
weapon.
level 3 side, and you just roll them up. and I could do it as early as turn 3, and it was great. Just have an unblockable Yanti going through, beating face.
Nice.
We don't have enough time to go over all of the new strategies that people have been coming out with or picking up, but I would love to just take an episode to do that, or even a video.
Yeah, we can do that. We can. We either way. We content is
We
content.
we
and
do have a YouTube channel. We can do that.
Is
We
that what we're
can.
doing right
It is
now?
possible.
We can build it. I can't make it
through
stronger.
the power of the internet, we can make that happen.
And
I mean-
plus, we're going to be at home a whole lot more.
That's also true.
I keep on trying to get you guys to make some content with me because I am home all day.
I'm still working. I'm still
Yeah.
full on working. So.
I'm still working 10-hour days. So yeah.
Yeah, you're always working from home. I just started working from home myself. It's a funny because they gave us the option. It was optional if you wanted to do it, and I didn't because I live so close to work and I like working in my office, and I was closed off anyways. So it just got so sad that nobody was there that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start working from home because I walk in there and no one's there. It's kind of lonely. So I got my monitors on my desk are there with like a stand, but it's like that little twist thing, on top at the bottom to tighten it up so it'll secure to the desk. You know what I'm talking about?
A clamp?
A clamp. There you go. So
Give them the clamps, boys.
I don't have I don't have stands for them, so I literally just unclamped it from the desk, threw it over my shoulder, and walked out the building with my monitors on my shoulders, just like that. Sorry, I bumped my mic. And the security guard said absolutely nothing about it. It was hilarious.
I'm taking this with me.
I think he was just seeing everybody do the exact same thing with their equipment. That he was just like, okay, I get it. I'm not even gonna bother.
Or he was just saying, I want to have 6 feet of distance for social distancing, even from criminals.
Exactly. So, but it was pretty funny. Now I'm working from home, guys.
He
So
calls me a
if-
few times crying because he was lonely at work.
For the people listening during and after the stream, if you have any, because I'm always looking for ideas. I actually put a lot of them on our doc here and the guys have been chastising me for it. But if you do have any ideas for the new
Hold
modern,
on. We haven't been chastising you for doing it. There was zero explanation on them.
it's just word vomit at this point.
Yeah.
But help me formulate that word vomit into actual strategies and synergies, because I've seen a lot and I've played a lot over the last 4 days thanks to social distancing. But I've also learned a lot about new interactions and stuff for Infinity Gauntlet because I've been testing some of that on the back end as well. And it's just amazing about how much of an evolution the meta is going to go through after May 1st, and then again after presumably during or after Nats is whenever the meta is going to also change again.
For sure.
Depending on when that Infinity Gauntlet drops.
Yes, that is
Can't
the thing
wait.
that everybody's waiting on.
With all the stuff going on in the world, it might be delayed. Honestly,
If it is,
I've
it
been
is.
expecting it.
Yeah, we kind of live our lives now in a state of delay on every WizKids product at this point.
And
That's
even
not so
events.
bad.
and
Yeah,
in the world
events.
too. Just not just Wizkids. It's the whole entire world right now. Is
Well,
delayed.
I mean,
Everybody just has to be a little
prior
bit
to
patient
this,
with
though.
everything going on. Yeah, but prior to everything
sure.
going on,
new
that's the
people,
understood that
new
going
people are
forward
used.
with-
Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're
Yeah.
fine. I was just saying with the state of the world, everything going on right now, we're just gonna be a little patient with everything going.
Yeah, for sure.
People now are like, oh, I'm just getting used to the delays, and it's like people that have played Dice Masters. I was born in the delays.
We're in the mid river, just going on with delays. It's all right.
Yeah,
You merely adapted to the delays.
exactly. So on that note, guys, we just want to send them positive thoughts. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now. Wash your hands, keep your distance from people, especially older people and people with immune disease,
Immune deficiency.
susceptible- immune deficiency. Sorry, and things like that. Let's just just try to be aware of your surroundings and things like that. If you're not feeling well, seek help. You know what I mean?
Be safe, stay
Be
at
safe.
home, relax.
And
Dab on them when you cough.
yeah, and these precautions are not for you if you're young. That's true.
That's for
You'll
everyone.
probably be fine. But this is for everyone in the world. Think about everyone, not just yourself,
Exactly.
please.
Yes.
That's
And
what
save
this
us
is
some
about.
toilet paper.
Yeah. You don't need to buy up the whole entire damn store.
All right. All right.
All right.
But that's it, guys. Again, positive vibes. There was also an earthquake in Utah. I know we have Dice Masters players in Utah. So, again, positive thoughts out there to everybody that's affected by all the things going on in the world.
I hear it was caused by Rudy Gobert.
Wow.
On that note,
Bye, everybody. That's going to wrap things up for us here in the CR Game Room. Check out our website, crgr.rocks, for all our latest info. There you'll find a link to help support us via Patreon. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Join our conversations on Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for hanging out.